Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Dora and this is my second update to That Palette and BYOP. I've got 4 new pans to share with you in this update, and yeah, they're across both of my That palettes, those palettes. So this black one here with the leopard print is the Revolution Smoked palette, and then I've also got this 8-pan palette here by Too Faced called That's My Jam. Plus my Build Your Own palette with currently 12 shadows in here. 11 and 1 complexion product actually. I will be making some changes to this. I'll be randomizing 3 new shadows from my singles collection right at the end of this video. But yeah, let's just get into these 2. And I'm also going to be sharing 3 looks with you today. So one of them is what I'm wearing today. And in today's look, I'm wearing a shadow from every single palette. Let's kick off with my biggest palette, the Revolution Smoked palette. And here is what it looked like in the intro. And at my last update. And here it is today. So 2 new pans in Void in this matte shadow here, and then also in Trigger in a pressed glitter, and that's what I've got on my nails now. I did this last night. It's already chipped off, but yeah, never mind. Okay, let me just go through the uses here. So Void, I only needed to use 6 more times in order to hit pan for a total of 19 uses within this project. Obviously this palette was not brand new. It already had 2 pans and 2 uses on every single shadow since it was a level 2 palette for Project Level Up a couple of years ago. And then I had it in No Pan Left Behind, I think, for Deck of Panning as well. Emit, this black squidgy type of shadow that I wasn't a fan of, but I found a new way of using it. I've got 2 uses on here, a total of 5 uses. I've noticed that if I put this all over my lid on a light colored shimmer stick, I'm gonna have to try that with my regular eye primer as well. It works really well because it just creates a gray shimmery base that I can then put lighter shimmers on top of. This one, for example, Deceive. Don't have a look for that, but I'm gonna try and do that for next time just to show you, or maybe I'll wear it in the video. But yeah, I found like a cool new way of wearing this shadow. Diffuse, I've got 5 uses on here, a total of 11, and I think that's a really nice dip. I think that's a contender for a pan. This one too maybe, but I'm only wearing that in the outer corner. Let's move on to Trigger. So I hit pan in this last night, just after 1 use. 4 uses in total, but bear in mind that 2 of those uses would have been on my nails, at least 2 of them. Fortify Brown Matte works great in the outer corner, 10 uses, 29 in total. I'm gonna aim for pan for next time, I think. Vexa was a new pan last time. I used it 6 more times for a total of 15 uses, and I think that's a nice pan expansion there as well. Haute, I've used twice, a total of 3 uses. Smite, the pressed glitter, I've used once, total of 3. Muse, I've used once for a total of 7 uses. Tremble, I've used twice for a total of 6 uses. Fuse, I've used once for a total of 4 uses. Octane, 2 times for a total of 4 uses. And then Deceive, I think this is another one where I'm kind of close to pan. 9 uses, 26 in total. Sepia, a favorite shadow, so these 2 already had pan. Sepia, 5 uses, 9 in total. Ignite, another pressed glitter, they all went on my fingernails. Just 1 use, 3 in total. Then Quell, I used once for a total of 3 uses. Smolder, I prefer this one for now over Quell, they're very similar. 4 uses, 10 in total, and then Aroma, 2 uses, 7 in total. Yeah. Definitely slowed down in terms of the uses. I've got a total of 61 uses this update versus 107 total uses on this palette at my last update, but still 2 new pans, some lovely dips starting to form. I'm going to aim for 2 more out of these 3 potentials pans hit next time. And I would also like to do No Pan Left Behind again. However, now that I've hit pan in the pressed glitter, I don't want to force myself to use it another time. You know, I'd already completed No Pan Left Behind and everything else, but the glitters were just what I had been holding back on. And then, you know, obviously at the rate my polish is coming off these days, then I could do another mani tonight, even though I did one last night, but yeah, I don't want to do that. I think, yeah, so no pan left behind on 17 shadows. I'm loving how this palette looks. It makes me so happy to see all these dips and all of the pans expanding as well. Right now I'm thinking I just want to hit pan in everything and continue to use it and show it all the love until I've hit pan in everything, and then possibly roll it out of this project and roll in a new palette instead. If I could get more than 2 palettes, actually, well, there's the YSL Quint that I'm working on as part of my plan to pan for this year as well, which I'm gonna film very soon, by the way, an update for that. If I can get more than 3 palettes looking really well loved, and then I've got more choices perhaps to choose from for trying to finish a palette again next year, I think that could be really fun. That's what I'm thinking right now. Let's move on to That's My Jam now. And here's a picture of what the Too Faced That's My Jam palette looked like at the intro and at my last update. And here it is today. And as you can see, I've also got 2 more pans in here. So, all right, let's talk about it. I don't have a lot of uses on this palette, but I was just really, really close on these 2 shadows in terms of hitting pan. So spread it, I only had to use another 4 times in order to hit pan for a total of 10 uses in this project. Grape soda I've used 5 times since my last update, 8 uses since my intro. Pickup limes I've got 4 more uses on, 14 in total. Jam session, just 1 more use, 3 in total. Weeby jamming, 1 more use, 7 in total. Violet Femmes, 1 more use, 5 in total. Toast, 1 more use, and then I hit pan. 6 uses in total. And Jam on It, also just 1 use and 5 in total. Last time I shared with you that I wanted to pan a look that involves Toast, Violet Femmes and Pickup Limes, and a purple Kiko eyeshadow pen, and then a sort of dark brown red matte from the Glaminatrix palette, Sugar and Spice. No, it isn't from that one actually. That's part of my BYOP. I only did that look once. But never mind, I hit 2 more pans. That really made me so happy. And I do think I've got some really nice dips in here, especially on this purple matte here. Yeah, I'm kind of close. So maybe I'll try and hit another pan in here. That would be really good. Yeah, I think that's going to be my goal for next time. And of course, also no pan left behind on here. I'm also going to put a 3rd goal on this palette, and that is to wear that look that I just described to you 3 times. Yeah, at least. Before I show you some looks and randomize some new shadows for my BYOP, let's take a look at what this palette looked like at my intro and at my last update. And here it is today. I really don't think it looks any different. That's okay. It's a kind of a chill, low pressure type of project. I really enjoy having that variety here. It's just to play around. These are also here to help me match shadows for looks that I'm doing with these 2 palettes. But I think it's time for a swap. And at my last update, I told you that, because I also want to do no pan left behind on this every single month, if there were any shadows that only had 1 use from each update, so just 2 at this point, they're sort of on the chopping block to be rolled out of the BYOP. So I'm going to make, actually there, yeah, you'll see. All right, let's go through it. Starting over here, the Sizzly Bronzer, I've got 9 more uses on here for a total of 23 uses. I really need to get going with this one. I think having rolled in a franken blush into my 2+ years project pan conflicted. I need to ensure that I spend enough time with it. I would really like to finish it this year. So the top row, those 3 shadows are from the Glaminatrix Sugar and Spice palette. Lavender, Vanilla and Fennel. Hold on, I need to look at the time. I've only got 1 use on these 3, so these are 2 of them are going to be rolled out. This next row here are Depotted Revolution shadows. This one's called Mist, this one is called Sativa, and this one is called Calm. I've got 2 uses on Calm, 1 use on Sativa, 1 use on Mist. These 5 are now at a total of 2 uses. So chopping block and for this project, and Calm, I've got a total of 5 uses on here. These 3 shadows are from the Natasha Denona Ayana palette. Glam Green, I've got 2 uses on, 4 in total. Crease, I've got 4 uses on, 8 in total. And Lash Line, I've got 1 use on here and 6 in total. Over here in the corner, this is the Glaminatrix shadow that I'm wearing in the outer corner when I'm doing the purple terracotta type of look with the That's My Jam palette. Just 1 use on here for a total of 5 uses, and this is a depotted Kiko shadow. 2 uses, 4 in total. I'm going to take up the purple, even though that's probably my favorite out of the Glaminatrix, but I think it's just so similar to Violet Femmes here. It kind of isn't, but you know, ultimately, I'm still gonna think, oh, I'm wearing a really nice purple look today. I don't need 2 options right now if I'm trying to get somewhere with this. So this one I'm going to take out and swap it out for another Glaminatrix shadow. I think I'm gonna roll out Fennel, even though I quite enjoyed wearing that. I wore it to the Botanical Gardens the other week and it was lovely, but I still think this is probably a little bit more versatile, and this is a duochrome as well that shifts from, I mean right now I'm only really seeing like an icy blue, but there's also like a gold in here too. Also I want to take out the green. Sativa is a favorite shadow. I've just not been wearing it. Rolling this green out as well. So 3 new shadows, and I am going to randomize some new ones. But let me share some looks with you. I'm going to kick off with the one that I'm wearing today. So I've actually got the purple matte shadow here, this all over my lid, and then topped off with Vexor to create this sort of lilac shimmer shadow. I really quite enjoy that. And then I've got this shadow here in the outer corner today. Just to get that use on, I kept saving it because I was prioritizing other shadows. It is such a favorite, and that's why it's surviving for at least another month. But yeah, that's my look today. And then I've got pickup lines in the inner corner, which is this one here, and yeah, that's that. And in this other look that you're seeing here, I've got a shadow stick in Perfect Pearl by e.l.f. So it's a shimmery champagne type of color, pearlescent as a base. Then I've got Emit. Oh yeah, cool. So I did take a picture of that. This went all over my lid. And then Halt, the blue one, went all over too. And then Sepia. So I did a whole concoction, you know, franken on my eyelids of these 3 shadows with a base that is sort of lighter than this. Yeah. And then Smolder went in the outer corner. And then the Glam Green, Natasha Denona, this one here as a topper shadow. Really enjoyed this look, super fun. I may repeat it, kills a lot of birds with 1 stone. I also used a tiny little bit of this shadow called Crease in my crease on top of what was going on already. And in my final look, I am wearing the e.l.f. No But Shadow Stick in Bronze Metal, so a darker brown shimmer shadow. And then I've got Deceive all over the lid. It's so beautiful, and it really changes. You just end up with something so different. And because this is a pearlescent shadow, but it shifts to purple, yeah, it really changes the color of you know, both bronze and this. I like it. And then I've got Palm, a brown matte, very similar to this one here from the ABH Riviera palette, my Pan That palette in order in the outer corner. I actually wore this specific look at my most recent Pan That palette in order update number 7. Yeah, I really liked this look and combo. I think I am going to repeat that as well. I don't have a lot of time left, so I think I'm gonna have to go now. And then I'll come back another day and randomize these new shadows and say my goodbyes. I said I was gonna take out Lavender, the Glaminatrix shadow, and Fennel as well, and then Revolution Mist. First of all, I want to randomize a new Glaminatrix shadow. So when I depotted the Urban Decay Prince palette, I figured out they're the same size as the Glaminatrix shadow, so I made my own customized palette, with that. And so this one is Urban Decay. I don't want to randomize from here. And these are the remaining 5. So I think it'd be fun to roll another one in. So yeah, I've set the randomizer app to a number between 1 and 5, and then obviously going from left to right. 5, okay, another glitter. Let me take that out and I will swatch it for you, and I'll pop these 2 in here. That is really nice. And there is a bit of a shift there too, to blue. So yellow, green, or gold, green, and blue. And it's definitely more flaky, but yeah, that's interesting. Okay, let me put that. I might do this. Yeah, let's do it like that. For this row here, I would like to randomize one of my new frankens. So these are from the Constellation palette. Actually, these 2 are represses, and then the rest of them are frankens. And yeah, I'll link that video for you where I'm creating this color story here, or depotting the shadows. So next I need a number between 1 and 11. So I'm going to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Let me change my phone. Okay. 6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's cool. I like that. So this is from the Revolution Constellation palette, and this is a franken between Neptune, and that was a cool tone blue shimmer, and Mercury, a gray shimmer, with a little bit of Saturn and Night Sky mix in there as well. So Saturn and Night Sky is this mix. So a little bit of that went into that. So essentially that, yeah, 4 shadows in here. And I'm making a lot of mess, but that's okay. So that's this shadow here. It's very nice. It's got some slightly neutral leaning sparkles in there. These 2 together look really nice, actually. Okay, that's cool. Oh no, wrong one. So let me put that here. I'll leave it there because I don't know what I'm going to randomize here yet, and I might switch them over. Okay, so the last shadow I want to randomize is from my big singles palette here. A lot of them are represses, a lot of them are frankens. This is one Natasha Denona repress because it fell out from the Ayana palette. So, you know, I've got those 3 here as well already. But yeah, how many are there in here? 40. Okay, I'm going to change that setting. And, oh, okay, 3. I think that's how it went. Oh, okay. Oh, that's, oh well. Yeah, not over the moon, but do you know what? Maybe it is kind of handy. This is from the Revolution Chilled palette, Relax. So actually it matches here really well because these 2 are from the Chilled palette too. So yeah, I think in that case I'm going to, I could clean this up as well, you know, but not now. Yeah, maybe I will put that matte here. Obviously I want the 3 similar ones in one row, but then I like the columns to kind of make sense as well. So I think this one I'm gonna take out of the corner, and I think that looks nice to me. Yeah, and it has to be like that because I don't want the 2, hang on, unless I'm gonna switch this one up too. And then this could go here. Yeah, I think that's better. And then I don't think I love Sativa and the red. Yeah, I think I'll just do it like this. I think that looks kind of nice. Cool, so here's my new BYOP. And let me put that green shadow back as well. I'll just pop that here. And yeah, I think what I'll do is, again, of course, no pan left behind on here. Sativa and vanilla, I've only had one use. I might swap another shadow or two out at the next update, or maybe I'll wait for another update. But yeah, I'm excited. I love, you know, how making just 3 changes really changes the overall color story and mood of this. I really quite like that. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Also, I never swatched this shadow, so let me do that now. Here it is. If you want a little spoiler for my next update, stay tuned. But if not, then I'm going to love you and leave you here. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I also hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Okay, spoiler, I have just this morning hit a new pan in here, and it was just after 1 use, and it was my first use since filming this update 1 or 2 days ago. I can't wait to show you at least one more pan at my next update.